your life can look completely different in just 12 months. James Clear in Atomic Habits talks about how he talks about the importance of continuous improvement. So whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, it could be something with building wealth, your investment portfolio, your business, your fitness, your health. The power of continuous improvement is that if you found a way to get just 1% better, if you find a way to just get 1% better every day, then by the end of a year, you will have improved by 37 times. What are the things that you can be doing to get just 1% better every day? It could be reading one page of a book. It could be walking for 10 minutes, for 5 minutes. And at the end of the year, if you can find a way to get 1% better every day, you'll be walking for miles. You'll be running. But seriously, like the math of the difference between being at 1 and being at 37 is massive. We talk about exponential growth on here all the time. And so let's say, in the easy way, let's talk about it in money. So you have $1 today, and at the end of the year, you have $37. Oh, okay, well, doesn't really make a big difference, right? But if you started off with $37, and we'll not do that number because it's a little bit harder, let's say you ended up with $10. At $10, at the end of a year, if you get 1% every day, $370. Okay, not anything crazy. Do it again from 100, 3,700. Okay, from 1,000, $37,000. That might be your income. But the point is that you need to get started today so that that can actually occur, so that that exponential growth can occur. And that's in your life. It's not just money. It's just an easy example. I just had the opportunity to get 1% better because my mic died. And I realized I got to watch the mic. So 1% better. It's not just about money. This applies to everything in your life. In Atomic Habits by James Clear, he breaks down this 4-step concept to create new habits. So the way that our brains work in the formation of habits is that we have a cue, we have a craving, there is a response, and then there is a reward. So just as an example, let's say your 1% better was to start reading. So what could you do to make that ingrained into your day? How could you create a habit out of reading? He works with this 4-step process to make it happen. So the cue, you want to basically make it obvious. So if you wanted to read a book, you would take a book, you'd put it on your bedside table so that every time you wake up and every time you go to sleep, that book is right there. The second thing is that you would want to make it attractive. So let's say you put your phone under the book. So if you want to use your phone, you have to pick up the book first. The third thing is to make it easy. So now, if I'm going to pick up this book and I really want to use my phone, but I've got the book in my hand, well, here's what you need to do. Just read one page. Just read one page of the book. Eventually, you will not just be reading one page. Eventually, you'll start wanting to read, and you'll read for 2 pages. And then eventually you'll start reading for 3 pages, and then you'll just start reading a chapter, or you'll start reading for an hour. The fourth thing is to make it rewarding. So now that you've gone through that process, obviously getting the phone is rewarding enough, but also give yourself a reward at the end of a longer term period. So let's say at the end of a week, if for all 7 days I woke up and I made sure that I read before I touched my phone, that now on Sunday I get to binge watch Netflix. I get to just hang out, right? So you can use that 4-step process in any aspect of your life. It could be running, it could be walking, anything, anything. But the point is creating habits, right, of getting 1% better is by far one of the best ways to very quickly completely change your life. To go from 1,000 to 37,000, or 1 million to 37 million. You see, once again, that number, it gets bigger over time. You just have to start now, but you have to start. And you don't want to interrupt that process of compounding every day. Just getting 1% better changes everything. What can you do today to get 1% better? Eventually, you'll start doing it in one area of your life, and then you'll start doing it in others. Not only will the one thing that you're thinking about right now will be totally different in a year, but so will the rest of your life when you adopt that mindset of what can I do to get 1% better. I hope this was inspiring or helpful to you. If it was, let me know in the comments down below. But other than that, I'll see you next time.